And I got my side chick.
Yo, Miss Banger Mom, what up, y'all? Fire Trey all day.
You feel me? Hey, we been about to get it cracking. You know, I got my girl with the hot topics. We got Gump of the Day. We got Lori Lightfoot report and anything else. Kick it in. I see you. I see y'all. I see y'all.
See
Let's
you,
get it cracking.
baby.
Go ahead, Banger Mom. Let me.
Yo, okay. What has happened in Chicago? What has happened around the world? We're gonna start with the Gump of the Day. Listen, and the Gump of the Day really ain't Trump. Y'all know who the Gump of the Day go to?
Who?
To the biggest coward in the United States of America,
Who is that?
Robert Mueller.
Oh my God.
I've never seen. I thought that when you get older in life, that you get stronger, you get wiser. That gray hair does not mean a thing. Baby, turn it around, baby.
Okay.
That gray hair does not mean a thing. The Gump of the Day goes to Robert Mueller and this ghost investigation that he did against Trump. Listen, he's passing the buck. He says that his office cannot bring charges against a sitting president, right? He said that is not what his office is for. The office that can bring charges against a sitting president is Congress. So he's basically saying Congress need to do their job. There was multiple systematic efforts to interfere in our election. That allegation deserves the attention of every American, right? So he says it requires someone else other than the criminal justice system to unseat this president. And that means he's passing the buck to Congress. He's saying that he has no moral or criminal obligation that he can impeach Trump or tell exactly what he found out in his investigation.
Right.
So he basically,
punked out.
He punked out. He whitewashed the whole investigation. He told the parts that he wanted to tell. Now he wants Nancy Pelosi to do her job, which is to go and set up the documentation that she needs to do to put the impeachment in progress, right? But this is my thing, what I was telling Aaron. One thing about a woman, this is why I love that we have women in power, but women in power do not use the power that they need to use. Here, this woman has the power to do the articles of impeachment, and she's afraid. If y'all look at Nancy Pelosi, every day she's aging older and older, and she's shaking and she's worried, right? They're more worried about continuing their legacy of having a job 4 years from now or 3 years from now. They're not worrying about the American public. You get it? Now, this is what I was telling you. When you cheat on a woman, right? You can cheat on a woman 10, 15 times. You can have 4, 5 kids on this woman. This woman will take you back. But you let a man catch you cheating on him.
One time.
He threw with you that day. He threw with you, the kids, the dogs, the cats. Your mama and them can't call him for a ride. But baby, women, you will take you back after you done had 3 kids on us, dated our sister, went with one of our cousins. And this is the thing that's going on with Nancy Pelosi. Women think with their heart, right?
Right.
And we shouldn't think with our heart. That's why women in power, I don't want the women in power on the big stages. That's the only, I love y'all when you're sitting there and you can vote and you can do different things. But when you in power, you cop out at the wrong time. You cop out at the wrong time. And this is the time when Nancy Pelosi is supposed to stand up and put them articles of impeachment in. Whether you win, lose, or draw, he will still have the impeachment record on his record. Because he ain't afraid to call you no niggas. He ain't afraid to put all these kids in immigration. Now, there's an immigration holding cell that only hold 125 people. Trump got 400, 500 people in there stacked on top of each other. Like he ain't afraid to do nothing.
And then on top of that, didn't he sent something to Mexico and told Mexico, y'all better do something or I'm gonna put this tyranny on the trade and sale deal.
Listen to this. I ain't even worried about the trade in the sale because he can do whatever he wants because he's sitting in the most powerful seat of the world.
Right.
You get it?
Right.
But here, this man ain't scared to grab women by their vaginas. He ain't scared to let you know that he's a neo-Nazi. Here, he sees everything that goes on. He ain't scared to change Obamacare. He ain't afraid to do nothing. But all you powerful or ethnic women in charge, y'all over there trying to decide, should we do it? Oh Lord, is this okay?
Because he's a man.
Please.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be afraid to do. They need a rebel. They need some real rebel women up there in power that ain't afraid.
Mhm.
They better not ever get me in no power places because everybody gonna be afraid. Everybody is so proper, and look at all the news reporters. And everybody talking so proper. Baby, don't put me nowhere where I could really talk and tell the truth. You ever notice when somebody get killed or it's some big murders that happen, they always show the white people. They take hours and days to show the white people, right? But when a black person kills somebody, they show our picture before they show the people that's injured. You ever notice that? The media, I think there's a code in the media, just like there's a code when they're trying to tell you about trying to get financing for homes. There's code with the media. If you get African Americans and different things that did crimes, we want to show their picture first.
Right.
They want to hurry up and show you.
Right.
But when them Hispanic people killed that girl and lured that little young girl to their house, did you know they didn't show their picture till the next day?
Yes.
They didn't show their picture right away.
But they were so quick.
They were so quick.
But look, let's side note. I'm not going off for that, but it's something I wanted to compare. I'm glad you brought that up. Now, the brother that's supposed to have chopped that baby up and threw it in Garfield, what was that, Sherman Park Lagoon?
Okay.
Remember the baby? He's supposed to be babysitting for his girlfriend.
Oh, yeah.
Now, check this out.
I remember that case.
Do you know he beat his case?
Absolutely, he
beat his case because he said, I never went to Chicago. It was 3 people that came to
the house and picked that baby up.
But he said the police was so fixated on him because of his background.
But they let the killers get away.
They let the killers get away.
And the mother's still mad to this day. But see, when they went back and backtracked the case, they had them phone records that somebody did call him.
Yes,
you get it?
Yeah.
And tell him to, whatever the mother name was, when Shamika told us to come pick the little baby up.
Yep.
They came, got the baby, and took the baby. Now, who's to say what the mother have done?
Right.
You know what I mean? Because a lot of people ain't killing your kids unless you really done something to them.
And you know what I thought? For her, because they not telling it, I think she was testifying against somebody.
Could be.
And what happened was she had to leave right away and then trusted this man that she was dating to watch her baby. But at the same time, they call him to ask if she's there and heard the baby, or he out of the blue. Yeah, the baby with me. She gone. She's supposed to went to another state.
But they knew her.
They knew her.
They knew her.
And he said, I never went to Chicago. I was at home with this child, but because he got a background. See, that's what
they look at your criminal background.
Your criminal background. If you got background of guns or whatever, old drug cases or whatever the case may be, they were so fixated on him that they said, we don't care about them 3 people, them unknown assailants you talking about. We gonna hammer you with it. But you know what saved him in that trial? He testified it for himself.
Absolutely.
But see, them states attorney, them public defenders and some of them lawyers, they tell you it's not good for you to get on the stand.
If you got the truth within you, get on stand.
And that's how I feel. If you know you didn't do this,
absolutely,
and your life is in these jurors, or even if he took a bench trial,
that's right.
Your life is in that judge's hand and them jurors' hand. If you got a bench trial, is in that judge. So why not? If I'm gonna fight for my life,
absolutely,
my last words and testament before you give me 50 years for something that I ain't do, I'm gonna plead my case. Don't let no attorney, if your attorney, if you know you didn't do anything in this world, and they trying to book you and give you life,
absolutely,
and you know you didn't.
Speak for yourself.
Speak for yourself. Don't let nobody tell you not to get on that stand, because your words that come out your mouth might free you or send you.
Absolutely.
That's all I got to say about that.
So let's switch to the next topic, because this is 2019.
Right.
A lot of people are graduating and we all want to applaud the graduates, the parents, the grandparents that are sending their kids to college, to eighth grade, to high school, and that has took the time and reared these children the correct way they need to go. But someone you should know, we should have said this last week, is billionaire Robert E. Smith.
Yes.
He is from Vista Equity Partners. He purchases and he sells software. He did the commencement address at Morehouse College, and his alma mater is Cornell, and he did an MBA at Columbia. He never attended Morehouse. He did a pay it forward where he paid off he paid 396 graduates tuition bill off for them. And his only thing that he said to the graduates, usually when you have a commencement speaker, that's the longest speech that they give. These graduates, I know that they're very glad that they sat there and listened to this young man because he paid. Now they come into the world debt free,
right?
And he only thing that he tell these young people to do is to pay it forward. That means when someone else graduates, y'all pay their tuition off because you're going into the world without any baggage on you this year. And you can get out here and you can make a living and become successful without having baggage on you. So I had said to one of my friends that work with me, I was like, that is a great thing that this young man did. And he never even went to Morehouse.
Right.
And I said, you know what? I'm shocked that Spike Lee never did this. Samuel L. Jackson, Olympics champion Edwin Ross. I just started naming different people
Morgan
to them.
Freeman.
Well, listen, the girl said to me that she didn't feel nobody had to do nothing for them. It was amazing to me. And that let me know that she didn't understand what the Lord said. Too much is given, much is required.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't be a billionaire because, listen, you're not going to make it into heaven with the money, no way.
Right.
So why are you holding the money and hoping, you done bought all the yachts you can buy. Right. You have all the homes and the mortgages and everything that you want. Everything you have is paid off. Why not give to someone to make somebody else's life better? So it was amazing to me to hear a Black woman say that she don't feel they should help nobody.
And it was another, I saw a segment on television last night. It was a little brother from over east. He used to be at Blackstone.
Okay.
No, actually he was living up north. His last name was Babo. He's African.
That's the young man that's a millionaire. And
he
I
said,
forgot what he was doing.
Yeah, he was also into computer tech wear.
Absolutely.
At first he was a thug. He was a gang member. He had an African gang up north.
Yeah, I remember him. And I remember the story.
He said what changed him. He was walking down the street with his friend.
Right.
And somebody, he was sitting in the car. One of them went in the gas station. He went in the gas station. And
the other friend was killed, right?
Right. He got shot in the face 5 times. He said that was the turning point for him. He started going to school. He started getting straight A's.
Better. Absolutely.
Now he's a young millionaire.
Amen.
And he said his whole goal now
is to change people life. Go back.
Yeah, go back to the neighborhood and start trying to wheel people in slowly.
Because he felt that had he did that with his friend that was still in the game, that his friend would still be
there. Yeah, he said that.
Absolutely.
He said he said that hurts him today because if his friend was with him, they'll both be millionaires. So absolutely. I just wanted to piggyback off of what you said about the brother in the Morehouse. This guy here, he's a million.
He was a regular gang member.
He made 1 million. He made 1 million. And when he got to the million, when he said he got to the million point, and he knew that million wasn't gonna go negative.
Right.
He said he kept going and kept. So now he's setting up a non-for-profit organization.
Absolutely.
With the African community, Nigerian up north. So kudos to that brother.
Absolutely.
You know
Listen,
what I'm saying?
the key is I will not stress it enough. Too much is given, much is required. God is not going to continue to bless you plentifully like this, and you're not going back to try to help anybody. All of the successful men and women, the only reason they are successful is because they continue to give back. There was a woman that her name is Mackenzie Bezos. Oh. She was married to the Amazon, the richest man in the world, the Amazon founder, Jeff Bezos. Mm-hmm. And she just signed a giving pledge and she's worth 36 billion. This is what she got from the divorce. She's going to give half of that of her fortune to the giving pledge. And that giving pledge was started by Warren Buffett and Bill and Melanie Gates. So the only way the rich stay richer, they not stupid. This woman is giving away maybe 15, 16 million of her dollars, but they're going to billions. She's going to be able to write all of that off. Y'all, if you have $36 billion, just imagine what your taxes on that money is. You get it?
Right.
So when they're giving this money and giving it away to these foundations and these different organizations, all they're doing is helping their tax bracket.
Right.
So if she had to pay 18 million, she's not going to have to pay anything because she done gave 18 million
and didn't gain nothing off of it.
And right. So they very smart and very intelligent. Okay, we're going to move forward because the Lori Lightfoot report is coming up. I know a lot of people, even Aaron, they be stressed at what I give this lady. And y'all going to stay stressed because I'm sorry. My name is Bang 'em Up. I cannot give you something that you have not done. You have to impress me. You have to impress the voters. This is not you did something one day, you're going to get all your grades. No, baby, I'm going to tell y'all what she need to do, but let me go with this one. Wrong for death lawsuit, right? Was filed May 28, 2019. Against the Learn and Play Daycare. It's on the 2800 block of 186th Street. That's in Lansing. A 10-month-old baby boy, Vincent Edward Clark III, lost consciousness in the basement of the home. No one at the daycare performed CPR, first aid, the Heimlich maneuver, nothing. The child died. The child was brain dead, and his family had to take him off life support. His mom, Ebony Clark, his dad, Vincent Edward Clark the second, and his lawyer, Heidi Wickstrom, are filing suit against these daycares. Y'all got to be careful. I know a lot of y'all say be careful of the men that keep your kids, but you also got to be careful of the daycares that keep your children. You get what I'm saying? Right. Illinois law requires that daycares be certified with CPR. So we're not even understanding why the baby lost consciousness. No one was in the basement with the child. How many employees is there that no one is watching these kids properly? So I know a lot of people say, oh, y'all better be careful of who watch your baby with the men that you date. You got to be careful with these daycares.
That's right.
A lot of y'all are leaving your kids unattended with these daycares. You want a report card. When you pick your child up, there should be a paper that the daycare give you every day that tells you what your child did, how many Pampers they used, how many times did they feed the child. If you don't get all of that, a daily report, you don't get a daily report from these daycares, then boop, y'all need to switch daycare. The greatest daycare that I've seen is on 75th and Vincennes. It is called Kids Are Us. It's a young lady named Tammy Oliver that runs it. She's a Black African-American queen. And when I tell you, they got cameras in there. And the reason her daycare is the way it is, because she had a young child that was abused at a daycare. And she put cameras everywhere. You can't spank no children in there. You can't pull them. You can't, because she rewinds the cameras back every day. And she knows what's done, how many times these children are changed. Kids Are Us. Daycare, y'all Google her. Her name is Tammy Oliver. Tell her Bang 'em Up sent y'all, baby. Y'all want a great daycare? 75th and Vincennes.
That's right.
Now, this message is for Mr. Aaron, right? He doesn't smoke e-cigarettes, but I want you guys to understand what you're smoking and putting in your bodies. These e-cigarette flavors. These flavors can damage cells in your blood vessel and can even lead to heart problems. A lot of people love them flavors. I see y'all vaping all day, but it's going to bust a blood vessel in your body. Researchers report cells that came into contact with 6 e-liquids with varying nicotine concentration had poor survival, increased inflammation. The effects vary with cinnamon. So anybody that's vaping off these e-cigarettes, put them down, especially the cinnamon, is the most potent of them all. And this comes from the American Study of College Cardiology.
Side note on that cinnamon. Remember about 15 years ago, they had an academic up in New York where the kids was sniffing cinnamon because it's a chemical in that gets you high.
So now this cinnamon is blessing y'all blood vessels.
Right. So On that note, before we get to the Lori Lightfoot, listen, don't get excited about this marijuana. Everybody is glad that they passed the bill because it do help certain people, but don't abuse.
No, don't say certain people. Tell the people who is helping. It's helping Caucasian brothers and sisters, the same people that got you put behind them bars at 26 in California at Stateville. That's who the marijuana law is helping. They need to release all of these prisoners out of Cook County Jail. They need to give them all their drug money back.
All right.
You know what I mean? They need to release all of this.
But that one thing I do like about it, anybody that had a weed case, I don't care if it's from a nickel bag to 20 pounds, they're going to expunge that.
What is 20 pounds? What is a pound of weed? How many pounds is what is that?
A pound, a pound, and it's 28 ounces.
So that's 28?
It's 28 ounces in
So pound. If you had 56, are they expunging you?
Yeah, they have to.
Okay, I'm just making sure. But I know a couple of people
because you got to have you know what? You got to have barrels.
Okay.
And you got to have cargoes of weed to get a bed.
But is that in Illinois? Is that the whole state of Illinois?
The whole state of Illinois.
Okay, well, I'm going to look into this case because I know a few criminals that smoke the weed that need to have their cases
But the thing is, they opening up the doors. The people now, this is how you get a small reparations from that. The people that only hit these weed cases that don't have no other background but these weed cases.
Okay.
Now they getting into where you can get into a program where you can start cultivating your own weed in your backyard. You can also get into a point where you can get your own business, so you can be
step one is to first get your case expunged. Get your background expunged first. That is the best thing that they can do. So absolutely, that needs to be first. But listen, I want to go back, and then we coming directly in. I'm going to bring this directly into Lori Lightfoot report. Right. Okay. Last week I talked about Harriet Tubman and that she should have been on the $20 bill. Okay. Mr. Gump is a racist, a classist, a sexist, and this is basically a slap in the face, right? Trump said, y'all know
I got checked. My boy Lance Barber say 16. 16 ounce in a pound. 16. It's 16 ounces.
Okay, turn him around to me. Thank you, boo. Okay.
Thanks, brother. I'm sorry. Okay.
So Trump said he opposed honoring Tubman on the $20 bill, calling it pure political correctness, right?
Right.
Trump suggested, now this is what the Gump suggested, that Tubman's visage could be added to the discontinued $2 bill. He don't want to own the $20 bill. Y'all listening? Mm-hmm. But he don't have no problem with putting on a discontinued $2 bill.
But ain't the $2 bill supposed to? Didn't they say the $2 bill was a janky bill?
Wait a minute. Did you hear the key word I just said? Discontinued $2 bill. So
he trying to
discontinue. It's basically calling her $2.
Right.
You get it?
Right.
Now, Andrew Jackson is on the $20 bill, everybody. Andrew Jackson owned dozens of slaves and oversaw the deportation of Native Americans from the Southeast, forcing them on a torturous daily journey to the West called the Trail of Tears, right?
Yep, sure it was.
Trump is an admiring fan of Andrew Jackson. He arranged to have Jackson's portrait installed in the Oval Office. Trump couldn't stand the idea of a heroic, universally admired black woman gracing his money. He didn't want no niggas in his pocket. That's what that means.
That's what it
now,
means.
Trump rose to power by denigrating women, especially women of color. Trump is telegraphing and sexist base that we are never giving up this country and we will never give an inch to those people. And those people are African Americans.
Right.
So a lot of y'all keep saying, oh, no, Trump ain't a racist. Trump is cool. I took a picture with him in 1984. Trump been a racist. But see, the only time a white man actually shows his power is when he's in power.
Right.
And this man is sitting in the most amazing seat that he can sit in, and that is running the United States of America.
Mm-hmm.
Punk.
You know,
still a punk.
he's the gump. And that's the gump of the day.
The gump. Trump is the gump. And that low down dirty
Mueller.
Now, what is his name?
Mueller, right?
Robert Mueller. Right. I ain't never seen the coward in my life. I don't like coward men. I'm glad that he retired and gone on into his little closet and lay down. But go ahead, Robert Mueller, you punk.
You know.
Punk.
Now.
Oh.
No. Drum roll, please. The Lori Lightfoot report.
Lori.
By my roving reporter at IR Radio.
Yo.
Bang them up. Let's get it cracking, baby.
Okay. Now, all of my viewers are upset at the grades that I continue to give Lori Lightfoot. But Lori, let me look at this camera. Lori, you have to impress me, beautiful. You can't shuck and jive me with the Rainbow Coalition. I don't care nothing about that. I don't care about everybody being across the street and power to the people. You have to do something for the city of Chicago. You cannot continue to say every time there's a shooting in the city of Chicago, the word that she said just a few minutes ago on Channel 7 News is, that is unacceptable. Lori Lightfoot does not have a plan. She does not have a plan to stop the murders here in Chicago. But they have a plan to tell us where these cameras are at. They know the plan. If I'm speeding in Washington Park, they got a plan to get that $100.
Right.
Now, the only way Lori Lightfoot is going to get an A from Cheryl Sistrunk, Miss Bang 'em Up, I'm going to give you what you need to do for you to get an A from me. First thing you need to do is to shut down the police academy that y'all putting billions of dollars into. You're trying to stop crime here in Chicago. There was, I think it was Mayor Daley was in the seat when they had the Olympics coming here. Then when they had the NATO forum in downtown, when they shut the whole city of Chicago down. That's what has to be done.
And the Olympics. That's why you got that thing on 53rd Street.
But listen to me. The only way to stop this crime here, you have to come into these communities. You got to go into Roseland. You got to go in Chatham. You have to go into all of these different communities. There was just a murder. 57th in Princeton, right?
Right.
Only word Lori has to say is, this is unacceptable. I'm meeting with Eddie Johnson them tomorrow. You don't have a plan, baby. Listen to this. All these millions and billions of dollars that y'all are putting at that lakefront to beautify, y'all put the homeless out of their homes at Tent City because they're building all of that lakefront up. Them millions and billions of dollars that y'all are beautifying the city of Chicago with, starting from Roosevelt on back, is not going to help us here in the inner city.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying? And this is what I mean. They have their dollars in the wrong spot. A veteran Chicago police officer remained on the job for more than 6 years after he was accused of soliciting sexual favors from a 17-year-old teenage girl.
Right.
The Chicago Police Board unanimous backed Superintendent Eddie Johnson recommendation to fire the officer. His name was Darius Alexander. And they sharply criticized the system that allowed him to stay on the job after the accusation of then the 17-year-old girl recorded Darius asking her for sex in exchange for helping her to get her mother car out the pound. Now, they had this man on payroll since 2012 until now, 2019. He's been on payroll for 6 years. The only reason that Eddie Johnson got up off his slow dragging feet to have this man fired is because Lori Lightfoot had already told him, you only got until July and August. If you can't stop these murders, you and your police are not out here on these streets correctly, you're going to lose your job. You understand it?
And you
now,
see he's stressing, losing all that weight.
Okay, but listen, until they move them dollars, till y'all move them $1 billion dollars until this community, listen, y'all can go back. You run CPS, right? You the mayor. You run CPS. You already know which students are dropped out, right? Eddie Johnson is running CPD, right? He already know who the gang members are. Right. They know who run 51st and Cottage Grove. They know who's on 43rd and Lake Park. They know who's running 55th and Princeton. Round up all of these young leaders. Because they're not in the game like how it used to be. BDs, GDs, MC. You know, it's a little cliques. They got their little cliques, but they young. They know the cliques. They know the names of the cliques. I'm not gonna say the names. You get what I'm saying? And just as he said, it's not designed for blacks. Push back. They push us back. Correct, Donut. But this is the key. They used to make you go to the army. Right. They used to do the selective service where they put you in the army. You get what I'm saying? All of these dropouts that's out here with these guns. And these people that's shooting, and y'all sending them to 26 in California, y'all sending them to 12th in Hamilton, and y'all letting them right back out on the street on technicalities because the police didn't do that and do that. Send these young boys off to not boarding school, but what is the other thing that they send them off to?
Military school.
Send them to military school. Pull all these young men off the street. You're not working. You're not in school. Everybody that's on these corners, y'all already know who the gang members is. Y'all know where they hang at. Y'all know y'all steady chasing them and you're trying to catch them. Y'all need to lock this city down. There should be no teens under the age of 17 out on these streets after 8 o'clock. You can stop these murderers. Y'all got to shut this city back down. Not just when y'all trying to have all these big dignitaries come in. Y'all got to shut the whole city down like how they did that neonatal. When you couldn't move downtown, but you can move right here on 55th. They got to shut this whole city down. Y'all know the key players out here that's gang banging, and y'all can do it. Now, she told Alderman Ed Burke to sit down at the first city council meeting, right? She wants him to resign his seat, correct? But this is the key with all of that. He's not going to resign. He's been there 20, 25 years. He's the oldest alderman sitting there. Even though he's under federal investigation, they done brought some more charges against him. He's still going to collect that $120,000 check sitting there. You get it? He doesn't have a problem. He knows he's going to jail because the feds done came with some more counts. He knows he's going to jail. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just we're basically paying these criminals to leave. You know, and Lori doesn't have I do like that you went on the news and you told Ed Burke to step down to give his seat up so you can place somebody else in the seat. What else could I say? What else could I say that she did? She didn't do anything else other than what I said she did last week. So Lori, I love you. I do.
Great.
I do. But the murders haven't stopped. The murders have not stopped, beautiful. And if the only plan that you have is to continue to go into a meeting that you done had 4, 5 meetings already, y'all steady meeting, the meetings are not helping, baby. Y'all got to come out on the street. Y'all got to bring ceasefire back.
Yes.
Everybody that you ceasefire worked in Chicago.
Yes, because you know what it is.
You got to bring T.O. Hardeman back, baby.
Yeah, and only T.O. Hardeman, and let him get a board. I don't gonna call no names.
That's
but
right.
There was certain people that was in play with that was playing two sides to a fiddle. But I really believe if you bring T.O. Hardeman back,
give T.O. back his job.
I've been in situations with T.O. where me and him came right together when the young man on 100 and 107th and right off of Halstead, wouldn't that be Emerald? He had took a family and had them barricaded in the house, and we was out there. It was a couple of places where we protested over there on 46 and Drexel when the school hit the rats and everything over there. You know, so my thing is, you bring ceasefire back because I already know what T.O. gonna do. He gonna go get the old heads.
That's right.
He gonna go get the old heads because I'm like I said, I've been in a program called Black Men United in Peace. I have met the Don Durkees and I had dinner with Minister what's his name?
You got to start writing these
Minister,
names
no, I
down,
got
young
it.
man.
Minister Rico, Fontaine, all these old cats that still got some type of street cred.
Bring ceasefire back, Lori. Bring it back. You will listen. You will stop the crime that you're trying to stop. Is done in the black community. You got to have some black leaders over this. We know the solution. We know the people. We know the gangs. We know it. And the people at the Rainbow Coalition,
They
I'm
not gonna
sorry,
do it.
they have not been in these areas. They have not been in black hood of 53rd, 55th, 103rd, 115th. They don't know the key players out here in these gangs. And these young people are gonna continue to kill. Here, you see her, the young lady. She was standing there holding her baby, just talking to three guys on the corner.
And
And luckily, the only way they count them is because there was a camera on that block.
Right.
So y'all got the cameras watching who's speeding through a 20-mile-an-hour park, 30-mile-an-hour park. Put them cameras, remove them cameras, put them cameras in these high crime areas. Make sure these cameras are working. You close this $1 billion police academy, move them dollars over to the community to stop the violence. They are training the police dogs in the 50 grammar schools that y'all closed anyway. So y'all don't need a police academy. Fix one of them grammar schools. Y'all closed 50 of them, Lori. Thank you, Mahalia.
Hey.
What is her last? Wait, let me get her name. Mahalia Hines, thank you for your vote. Common Mama. For closing these schools. But Lori, because you had on that black dress, I saw you. You looked cute. You looking good, Lori. You looking really good. They did a meme with somebody putting one of them Snapchats with long weave in your hair, and you were cute, girl. Come on back, baby. Come on across that street and come back over here and put you some dresses on, because you was cute, girl. I had to give you that. So you get a D for your effort. You get a D, Lori, and you can go up to an A, but you got to move them billions of dollars from out of the police academy that y'all are trying to build. Use one of these Chicago public schools that y'all closed down and open it up and build you a police academy. You don't have to do all of the things you're doing. I see your effort, so I'm going to give you a D because you are determined. But continuing to say every time that the camera's in your face, that is unacceptable. We already know that is unacceptable. But you can't tell that to a grieving mother whose child is laid out in the casket. You can't walk up to her and say, baby, this is unacceptable. Because them words is not going to work to a grieving mother, a grieving father, a sister, and a brother. Them words wouldn't work with me. I would throw you straight out the door of the service.
Right.
So you're going to have to come up with a new word today. And I'm going to give you the D this week because you are determined to do something. But I'm giving you your key. Bring back
ceasefire.
Bring back ceasefire. Bring back to your Hardeman. Remove them billions of dollars of y'all trying to build this police academy. The police are not helping. Either y'all finna ship all of these young men to the army. They want to shoot a gun. Send them to the army.
Go fight ISIS.
Let them go fight ISIS and see how true this really is.
You know, and that's what I'm talking about. Now, I agree with you. Bang up when it come down, you know, she getting on the news and doing what she have to do, whatever, to say what she have to say. But if you're gonna curb the crime, the senseless murders in the city, you have to come to that danger zone.
Listen,
and start talking.
And don't I just say, bring all the parents to the meeting, Miss Lightfoot, while you fresh in office. Get their feedback. I'm telling you, you listen. The people that you bring in. I know you went in Inglewood and heard a few of them people. Them ain't the people we need, baby. There's some people that really know these people. They know the shooters. They know the gang members. You have to get them people into a closed chamber without any cameras, and they will tell you how to fix your solution. Eddie Johnson does not have a solution. CPD does not have a solution. But these black mothers and fathers that are losing their children to the street every day have your solution for you, Lori. But you listening to the wrong people. The people that you have are yes men and yes women. Come over here and come get Bang 'em up and we'll sit down. I'll get you the key people you need to sit down.
And like that
come get Aaron, right?
Yeah.
We can get you the key people that you need to talk
As a
to
matter
in
of
these
fact,
communities.
you know that song D.A. Smart had back in the day, the anthem, Walk With Me?
Yeah.
Walk with me.
Walk with us and we'll show you where
We'll
you need
show
to
you.
be. We'll show you where these cameras need to be, Lori.
You feel me? And then you have accountability on these kids being kidnapped
Absolutely.
and sold for
Absolutely.
sex trade and all of this. Y'all too busy worried about the wrong things and ain't focusing in on the right things that you need to do.
And for Rahm Emanuel, before he got out of there, to make over 400 people homeless again, y'all don't have a plan. What is your plan for the homeless? I know you got a plan on what you're going to do at the city council meetings. What are your plans to help the homeless? What are your plans to bring back jobs in the Black community? What are your plans?
Since you took the power from the aldermen.
Right. You took all their automatic power, right? They determine who do this, who do that.
Right.
Now, what are you going to do?
Right. Now, since you took the power, now it's time to get back, go to the community, go to the block club president.
Back, that's right. Bring back the block club, bring back Ceasefire, bring back T.O. Hardiman. You cannot continue to go to these mothers and fathers and continue to stand on the news on every channel and say, the violence in Chicago is unacceptable. No, your response is unacceptable, Lord.
Bite the bullet a bit and have a captain and a sergeant move into these hot spots.
You know what? Mayor Byrne moved into Cabrini Green.
Right.
When the crime was bad there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Lori, leave your little wifey at home. Come on, move into these communities so you fall down on the floor and duck some of these bullets that these Black peoples and these mothers and parents are ducking. Come on, sit in your car on 55th and Ashland. You understand what I'm saying? So you can see. I know y'all do the bait trucks real well. Your CPD do all of the bait trucks, trying to leave the truck sitting there and with all new shoes and sneakers in there so they can arrest the young folks. Okay, what is your bait truck to stop all of this crime? Right. Y'all putting the trucks out there for them to steal. Come on, put you out some CPD on the blocks to stop the crime. That's all right. Of this lottering, it says in front of the business there's no lottering in the areas. Okay, so where are your police to round up all of these little nincompoops and put them in jail? Put them in jail.
And on that note, because we ain't got that much time, I just want to thank Bang 'em Up for being part of IntellectualRadio.com.
Wait, child, let me turn this to air.
I when I started this, and Wanda can tell you, it's like mixed emotions. I was trying to get a female in here to come with her perspective. Now, all what we say, I know y'all don't agree with it.
Absolutely.
But y'all can accept it and y'all can say, you know what? She not lying. He's not lying. I wouldn't have did it that way. Your perspective might not be my perspective. My perspective might not be yours.
That's right.
But at least we have a dialogue.
Absolutely. You know what? I think because we come from Robert Taylor and we lived in the valley of the shadow of death. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I can personally say that I laid on the floor with my two little bitty babies when the GDs and the MCs were shooting. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm a mother that had to shield my children. My children, praise be to the Lord, because he's protected me and mine. You understand? So I just thought a little different than everybody. We all come from the same thing. We all come from Robert Taylor. We all have the same 24 hours. I just choose to take a different road with my life. You understand? I'm not better than you. I don't think my life is better than yours. It's just that I decided to work at McDonald's. I decided to work at Burger King. I decided to work for the Secretary of State. You get what I'm saying? Right. I just took a different road with my life. You understand what I'm saying? But I can also show the mayor what she needs to do to get back her streets. And the first thing they got to do is get this curfew together. There should not be an 11-year-old child outside at 2 o'clock in the morning.
That's right.
Listen, you understand what I'm saying? There used to be accountability. When you didn't come to school, they had them truant officers.
Miss Harrison and Miss Street was coming out to the
truant officers.
Hey, anybody hit my
I got a whole
just give me a hands up, a finger up, and let me know. Remember when Miss Street and Miss Harrison and Miss Greer, Miss Gray, and all of them used to come out and knock on the door and come with that.
You got to get that truancy back.
Yeah,
You took you
we
didn't
gotta
take
get
it.
ready to close it down.
It's time to go. But listen, you guys send in your suggestions to Lori Lightfoot. Let her know. Bring back ceasefire. That did help Chicago. Tell her to put Aaron right on the board. Tell her she needs Cheryl Sistrunk on the board. We don't want her money. We're not trying to be a friend because we're not yes men
I'm
and
just
women.
trying to save lives.
We're trying to save lives.
And you know what? That's the end of the show. This is Ace, the real IntellectualRadio.com.
And this is Miss Bang'em Up. Yeah.
Peace and love yourself and love on
Be
each
safe
other.
in them streets, you guys.
Peace. Thank you for chiming in. I appreciate you, man.
I turn up the party, yaddy. I turn up the party, yaddy. I turn up the